Hey, I'm Jay House. I was Jay Martin, but I married Doug House. I used to live here. This is my grandmother, Willie Collins' house that was built, I think, in 1936. This was at South Street in Mount Airy, North Carolina. All of this on the front of the house was not here. They built in the front porch and moved some of the columns that were here. Back when I lived here, there was only one lane that was there on the road. We used to live upstairs in the house, my dad and mom and myself. My mom and dad were Eileen and Luther Martin. My grandmother lived downstairs, and so did my aunt, Vivian Dobson, and her husband, Joe, and their 2 children. I lived here until I was about 7 years old. Right where my car is parked is where my Uncle Glenn and Aunt Belle lived. They were our next door neighbors, and if I wasn't here at the house, I was over there at Aunt Belle's kitchen. She had an old big stove, and she cooked all of her meals just like women did back during those times in the 40s and the 50s. Glenn would take me through the backyard. Me and Donnie, he'd take us down to a glen that was back there, and we'd play and climb trees, and we just had a lot of fun. He was very talented, and he made the little clowns that I think you have them at your house now, Andy. The little clowns made out of wood. He carved them and painted them and everything. And then right out here in this part, it snowed it would snow real deep snows up here. I remember playing out in the snow and having such a good time. And also I remember one day that I had a baby carriage, and I was coming around this corner and I got to going too fast. Next thing I know, I had gone over the baby carriage. Of course, needless to say that I really got upset because I got hurt, but I'll always remember that. Glenn would take us down in this kind of glen back here, and we would just play and go on the train trestle track and hear the train coming, and of course we had to run quick to make sure we were off of the tracks. But we just had a wonderful time out there, and he would be with us for days. But all day long he would take us down here and bring us back. I remember when I was little, he would carry me on his shoulders, and I just thought that was the neatest thing. When we lived here, there was a high bank back here, and Mama one day that's the story of the chicken, the rooster that chased me, and she fell down backwards, and that's what caused all of her back problems.
What used to chase you?
Chicken, a rooster.
A rooster used to chase you?
Yeah.
Where was the rooster from?
He was our rooster.
Okay.
And Daddy made me come out here one day, and he took the ball bat and he killed him, but made me go out there and lead the rooster around the backyard.
So the rooster made your mama fall and hurt her back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She fell way down because they graded that down back here.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I had never heard that story before.
Yeah, she really got hurt that day.
Now, you used to could go from behind the house all the way down to the railroad tracks?
Yeah.
Was it a straight shot?
I don't remember.
You just remember going?
Yeah.
Or what did y'all do on the railroad tracks?
We just hung out. There was a big trestle back there, and we'd get up on it and walk on the railroad tracks. There's houses back there. That's why that's so smooth.
Okay. Hmm.
But that's, I can see the cars passing by. There wasn't a road back there when all of this was back there. There's just bamboo trees, and we play all day down there. Yeah, the old oil tank's going too.
Now you know who built this house?
My grandmother,
That's Willie.
Willie. Her dad, her husband died when they lived up in Airy, and so she moved to Charlotte. And you've heard me speak of Jack Collins. His father was the one that built the house for her. Each piece was ordered through Sears, and he built it from a plan from Sears.
Now, did you ever fall off these steps? Surely you must have fallen off these steps at least once.
Oh, yes. I remember there was a tree right in here somewhere, and Grandma and I used to fold the clothes up. She'd come in with them off the clothesline. Great big old bundle of stiff clothes.
Well, that was the way you had to dry them back then, right?
That's right. That was the dining room.
Well,
Of course,
this.
that was the back porch, and that was the bathroom.
So on the left was the dining room.
And the kitchen, of course, was right there. I spent many a day in there in that kitchen, playing while she was cooking.
And this was
Bathroom.
on the right.
That was the kitchen up there on the top, and we had an old ice. Well, it was an old refrigerator, but they brought us ice to put in the top of it. I remember that. I don't know if they came every day or not, but
So the kitchen was there, but the ice was up there.
the kitchen was up. This kitchen was here, and then we had an apartment upstairs, which this was the kitchen side of it, and then the bedroom was on the other side. And the garage was right there. That's where Donald and I jumped off of it so many times, and I broke my arm.
You broke your arm jumping off the garage?
Yeah. I thought I could do everything they could do. Donald is 2 years older than me, and Janice was 4 years older. And this vine here, remember that? I don't know what kind of tree that is, but I remember it's something my grandmother planted. It's been there forever. Of course, their driveway was right here. I have pictures of Mama having my birthday right here in a little Christmas tree. That was my grandmother Willie's room right there. Didn't have a door back when we lived here. And this is Bolt Street here. So I guess my grandfather lived on the other side of this, I guess. He gave me property to build. This was the old chimney that's still here. And that was the living room right there.
Now, part of the time you were here, your dad wasn't here, was that right? Or was he here the whole time? Or did he go off to war?
He was in the war. He left. I think I was in Baltimore after I was born in Winston, and I think he saw me then. But then he went to the war, and he didn't see me for 2 years. And I remember living here and going down the street. There was a little store right like in the middle of those doors there, and it was called B-Row, B-R-O-W, where I would go get a drink for 5 cents, a bottle of Coke out of a cooler that had water, cold water in it. And I thought I was really going somewhere. It's not that far now. This street right here, I would go up there and I'd go uptown to Mount Airy. I don't know exactly how old I was, but I was probably 6, I would guess. I went up there by myself. And this street right here that you call Bolt Street, I guess my ancestors' houses were over there, but I just don't remember it.
That street being closed off now.
Yeah.
Not really a street anymore.
No. But on the map of Mount Airy, it's there. That turned into a mill years later. And my aunt worked over there. And my mother worked at a mill which was back behind our house. And every day, she and Grandma, I would come out to meet my mother. She'd come that way to the house, and I'd be with my grandmother, and she'd take me out to meet her every day. I can remember that. But we had more fun sitting on this front porch that was not enclosed like that. I remember my daddy when he was in service. He was standing on the front porch, and we took a picture of him, and he held me. I was about 2 when he came back. I remember that.
So how long ago was that?
Let's see, that's 76 years ago.
76 years ago, that picture was taken right on its porch.
Yeah. He
Wow.
was in his uniform. He looked so special.
Do you remember the day you left this house?
I remember the day we left here when we moved to Albemarle. I had been in school here at Mount Airy for about a year, I think. And we moved to Albemarle, and we didn't get down there until late at night. I remember that. But my grandmother was so distraught. She told my mother, "You're taking my baby away from me." I was her baby. I loved her very much. She was very special.
So, your grandmother lived here until she passed away.
That's right.
You remember what year that was? Or
That
about?
was in 1981. 1981. She was 88 years old.
Is she the last person in the family to live at this house?
My Aunt Vivian and her husband Joe, they lived here when we did. We lived upstairs, Vivian and Joe downstairs, and Willie downstairs. And after Grandma died, Vivian lived here for a while. Then she sold this house, and they made a photo place out of it. We did get to go in and see it. I don't remember when it was, but it was so nice to see. There was a stairway on the left-hand side in the living room where we went upstairs. And I remember Christmases in this house where Donald and I would stay downstairs, and Janice, we were waiting on Santa to come. And both of us get in trouble because we couldn't be quiet enough to go to sleep. I remember that. Donald used to say that once this house was torn down, we'd probably find all the Tinker toys that we all got up there and stuck in the walls, because the board didn't come all the way to it. We'd stick it in there, and there's probably plenty of those up there. The address used to be 111 South Street, and now they've made it 207. I don't know how they did that, but it used to be 111 South Street.
Are these the old pillars in front of the house?
Yes, Yeah, it was very pretty. It had the stately pillars up here. Oh, it was...
I'm guessing these
Yeah.
These two as well, and over there.
Yeah, that was the second set, and then there was another. When the road came widened here, they took the pillars down. I don't know why they took it down, because they didn't want to fill with the road. It used to be a little 2-lane road. There was another house right over there where the trees are. That was Miss Sheldon's house, and she was a good neighbor too. I used to go see her. See where the telephone pole is by itself there? There's 4 right here at the corner.
Yes.
Right where the door is, that white door was where the little grocery store was.
Okay.
And the corner where the Exxon is, that's where the drugstore was. I was free to range anywhere in these parts here.
Oh. Now, what's that room up top? Was that?
That was our bedroom.
Was it one big room upstairs?
No, the kitchen, and then the stairs came up through the middle of it. And the attic was on one side also. So we had a walk-in attic, so I think it was on this side.
On the right side?
Yeah. That was our bedroom. And we had a little bathroom in the middle of it. I'm trying to remember what age I was, but I was probably about 4 or 5, maybe 6. My cousin Janice, she came down with polio, and she was a diabetic, and so she had to wear braces on her legs, and she always had problems after that because of the polio. But we were confined to the house, and I don't remember how long for that, but I can remember everybody else was going about their business, and us 3 sitting on the front porch out there hollering at everybody that came by, because we couldn't go out and getting in trouble doing that.
About how old were you when that happened?
4, 5, 6, something like that. Donald was probably maybe 8. Janice was probably 10, I guess. But that was a big deal back then. I can remember the public housing people or whatever, they put a sign on our front door that nobody could enter. I remember that.
Wow.
Afraid of him. Cousin Janice had to walk me to school, and she absolutely hated it, and made me hate it too, I think. But I think it's a beautiful house now. I don't know why I was so afraid of it.
Now, this is where you went to elementary school?
Uh-huh.
You remember the name of this school? Before
Rockwell.
Rockwell School. And it used to be called Rockwell Elementary School, and now it's the Andy Griffith Playhouse.
Yeah. Sometimes she'd get off work and pick me up there. She'd park over there in front of those houses. I go running out to her.
And what's the thing you remember most about this place?
Just walking to school and being part of it. I don't remember the teachers or the school very much. I just remember this is where I lived.
You told me earlier you did remember one thing, where the bathrooms were.
Yeah, that's the bathrooms right there.
Where that Mayberry sign is, or where those doors are?
Where the Mayberry sign. Well, you go in through those doors there.
All right, Rockwell Elementary School.
Yep.
So this is from a picture that Mom and I have of her dad in the truck. Sitting on the truck about where you're standing, wouldn't you say, Mom?
Yeah, probably. Probably so.
This is where that picture was taken. What do you see?
That's the marker that it's next to this old building.
Point out to me what you just said.
This is a door for tall people.
A door for tall people. I don't believe I can get in that door.
No, I can't. We're in downtown Mount Airy. My great-grandfather Bolt, he owned 3 of these stores, the first, second, and third, and he gave one to my grandmother Willie Bolt. He gave one to his son, and I'm not sure what happened to the other one, but my Aunt Vivian ran a burger place right there before Leon's came. Leon came and there wasn't enough for 2 people there. But anyway, that was the building that he gave Willie Bolt Collins.
Okay.
He was a shoemaker, so I don't know where he got his money from, but he had a large farm, and he gave that to one of his sons, and he gave her the land down on South Street.
So now we're going to go have lunch at Leon's, the old Bolt property.
That's right. This cube steak on here, that is a sandwich that is from Mount Airy only. You don't see cube steak sandwich anywhere else. We're going to get some goat milk.
This is Leonard's, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What is Leonard's?
It was the store that my mother and dad bought her ring set. The first one when they got married in 1936.
So you bought her ring right here, huh?
Right here.
The old Earl Theater. And what happened at the Earl?
Went out on my first date here.
On your first date?
First date with my cousin's best friend, Roy. Oh Lord, I never thought I'd forget Roy's last name, but I did.
So first date with Roy.
Yeah.
How old were you?
12 or 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big doings. I think maybe he held my hand.
Yeah.
Roy Williams.
Roy Williams. Did you enjoy your day?
Oh, I sure did. It's wonderful.
All right.
Always has a big part of my heart.